Chapter 3 Occupation. Introduction. We know that the basic needs of man are food, shelter, and clothing. Of these, food is the most important need. Early man stayed in groups and led a nomadic life, moving from one place to another. To satisfy his hunger, man collected fruits and roots and also hunted birds, animals, and fish. This hunter-gatherer lifestyle continued for hundreds of years. Various nomadic groups would come in contact with each other and trade goods such as animal skins, tools, etc. with each other in order to meet the demands of increasing populations. In other words, a barter system existed. As man gained knowledge about his environment, he started growing his own crops. This shift to agriculture forced man to quit his nomadic hunter-gatherer lifestyle and stay in one place. As a result, soon villages, towns, and cities came into being. Similar to how they behaved in nomadic groups to carry out certain tasks like making tools or utensils, even in villages, the villagers would approach someone who was good at it. For example, to get their clothes stitched, the villagers could go to someone good at stitching clothes. Catering to large populations living in a village, over time, people gained specialization in their respective fields. For example, someone good at repairing shoes, over time came to be known as the cobbler of the village. In this way, various occupations like tailor, potter evolved over time. Further, as the population increased, trade between villages continued, for which various services were required to help in manufacturing, transportation, and trade. This also spurred the rise of various human activities. Occupation: an activity through which man earns his living and is able to satisfy his basic needs is known as occupation. Man's wants and needs have been increasing over the centuries. To meet these requirements, he uses various natural resources. He has to work to gain access to these resources and then convert them into goods, services, and wealth that are necessary for his living. In this way, human occupations complete the cycle of production and consumption. Classification of occupation. Occupations can be classified on the basis of nature and function of activities into primary, secondary, tertiary, and quaternary occupations. Primary occupation. When an activity depends on nature it is known as a primary occupation. Here, man uses natural resources as they are without changing them with least possible effort to meet their requirements. It involves procuring diverse products from nature. These products can be used as they are or modified. Gathering and using some products is also a primary occupation. Characteristics. Primary occupation depends on natural resources. These occupations have been prevalent since olden times. As other occupations depend on them, primary occupations are fundamental occupations. Since all occupations begin with primary occupation, it is basic in nature. Developing countries have more number of people involved in primary occupations. People involved in primary occupations draw low wages for their labor. Distribution of primary occupation. The distribution of various primary occupations depends on physiological features of the area such as geographical structure, climate, soils, natural vegetation, water bodies, etc. Let us have a look at primary occupations practiced in Maharashtra. 1. Gathering of forest products and hunting. The Varli, Katkari and Konkan tribes are found in the forests of Sahyadri Mountains in Maharashtra. Bhil and Koraku tribes are found in the Satpura Mountains. The Gonds and Halbas are the main tribes living in the forests of eastern Maharashtra. These tribes earn their livelihood by gathering forest products such as fruits, vegetables, bulbous roots, flowers, leaves, medicinal plants, honey, gum, lac, wood, tendu leaves, targolas, mahua fruits, grass, etc. Few tribes also hunt to earn their livelihood. However, hunting is legally banned. 2. Fishing. Fishing is carried out in the salty waters of coastal areas and in the fresh waters in the interiors of India. We have already learned that Maharashtra has a 720 kilometers coastline. This coastal belt is called the Konkan region. The main occupation in this belt is marine fishing, as the physiological features of the region are not suited for agriculture. The indented coastline, wide continental shelf, fisheries cooperative societies, and financial aid from the government are some factors which make fishing favorable. Major fishing centers of the Konkan are Dahanu, Vasai, Versova, Mahim, Alibag, Murud Janjira, Srivardhan, Dabhol, Ratnagiri, Malwan, Vengurle, and Shiroda. Mumbai, Thane, and Raigad coast are known for fishes such as ghole, Bombay duck, pomfret, varm surmai, and prawns, etc. While mackerel, hade, and pedway, etc. are found along the Ratnagiri and Sindhudurg coast. Also, shells and kalav or oysters are gathered from creeks and coastal areas. In the interiors of the state, fishing is practiced in rivers, ponds, and tanks. Bhandara and Gondia districts in eastern Maharashtra have a huge number of ponds and tanks. The livelihood of tribes in these districts is fishing. Some freshwater fish found in the state are katla, rohu, mrigal, freshwater prawn, silver carp, etc. Fishes are reared for commercial purposes. Such occupation, wherein breeding and raising of fishes is undertaken by artificial means for the purpose of making profit, is known as pisciculture or fish farming. The state encourages pisciculture under the Tribal Development Scheme. The state government provides short-term training in technology for freshwater fish farming. Further, fishermen from tribal areas are imparted training with the help of financial aid from the central government. Training is provided in areas such as marine diesel engine and its maintenance, navigation, public aquarium management, use of communication and fish finding equipment on fishing boats, freshwater composite fish farming, Indian major carp fish seed production, and maintenance of aquariums. 3. Livestock. Livestock are domestic animals like cattle, horses, poultry, etc. raised on a farm for profit or for other commercial purposes. Livestock are raised throughout the state. Agriculture and livestock raising are complementary to each other. Domestic animals like cow, bull, sheep, goat, buffalo, pigs, donkeys provide various products such as meat, milk, etc. Many crossbreed cows are raised for milk and milk products. Some examples of such animals are crossbreed of Jersey and Holstein Friesian cows and a triple crossbreed cow called Fully Triveni. Other animals like buffaloes, sheep and goat are also crossbred, as crossbreeds combine good characteristics of two breeds, resulting in more milk than indigenous breeds. Also, things like bones and hide obtained from animals are used to produce various goods. The state government provides financial aid to help purchase and raise crossbreed animals. Poultry, ducks and emus, etc. are raised for meat and eggs. Indigenous breeds of cattle such as Khillari, Dangi, Deoni, Gir and red Kandhari are found in Maharashtra. The Livestock Conservation Department has implemented major programs or yojanas such as 1. Milk and cattle distribution, which come under Prime Minister package. 2. State-level competitions of milk production are held for high-quality indigenous and hybrid cattle and buffalo, in which the winner is awarded the Pashudhan Mitra. 3. Funds are provided to Shahid Govri Smriti Sheli Palan Sahakari Sanstha. 4. Veterinary institutes are provided cold storage facilities like boxes to store life-saving medicines. 5. Financial help is given to establish small veterinary diagnostic centers at the tehsil level. 6. Special subsidies are provided for programs such as conservation and maintenance of indigenous species of cattle like Deoni. 7. Establishment and empowerment of poultry development boards. Maharashtra has won the Gopal Ratna Award at the national level several times for its success in livestock rearing. 4. Lumbering. Lumbering is cutting, transporting, or selling timber. The forests of Maharashtra abound with a variety of trees. Farmers use the wood to make agricultural tools. The timber is also used to make furniture, houses, to produce paper, and as fuel. Reckless cutting of trees has depleted the forest cover in the plains of the state. Therefore, cutting of trees is legally banned and hence lumbering activities are reduced. 5. Agriculture. Agriculture is the major occupation practiced in the state, with 80 to 90% of the rural population engaged in the occupation. Mostly food grains, pulses, oil seeds, and also some cash crops are grown in the state. The state has the highest sugarcane per hectare production in the country. Post the Green Revolution in the 1960s and 70s, there was an improvement in agricultural practices, cropping patterns, per hectare production, etc., with an increased usage of fertilizers, pesticides, high-quality seeds, and irrigation. Today, the area under cash crops is increasing, whereas that under food grains is decreasing. Almost 35% of agricultural land in the state falls in the rain shadow area. Agricultural productivity in the Sahyadri and Satpura hills is low due to several reasons such as hilly terrain, low rainfall, drought-prone areas, and shortage of underground water. Maharashtra is still dependent on other states for its food grain requirements. 6. Mining. The process of digging the earth's crust to extract minerals is called mining. In Maharashtra, Mining is carried out to obtain manganese, iron ore, bauxite, limestone, chromites, dolomite, silica, etc. Limestone and basalt quarries are also found in some parts of the state. Minerals such as manganese, iron ore, limestone, coal and dolomite, etc. are mined in the eastern districts of the state like Nagpur, Gondia, Bhandara, Chandrapur, Gadchiroli and Yavatmal. Minerals such as bauxite, basalt and iron ore, etc. are mined in the southern districts of the state like Sindhudurg, Ratnagiri, Kolhapur and Raigad. Secondary occupation. An activity in which raw materials are processed to manufacture finished goods is a secondary occupation. Primary occupations yield raw materials which are mostly not in the desired shape, nature and quality. Hence, they need to be processed into final goods. Thus, all processing activities fall under secondary occupations. Types of secondary occupation. Secondary occupations can be classified on the basis of size, ownership, and source of raw materials. On the basis of size, there are three types of industries, that is, cottage industries, small-scale industries, and large-scale industries. A small-scale activity to make products at home using one's own equipment is called a cottage industry. For example, weaving and pottery. It is mostly found in rural areas. In a small-scale industry, the capital investment in plant, machinery and management does not exceed Rs 1 crore. Large-scale industries need huge infrastructure, capital investment and manpower. For example, heavy industries like steel, iron, coal, shipping, etc. Industries can also be classified on the basis of ownership into public, private, and cooperative. The raw materials for the industries are obtained from agriculture, minerals, forests, livestock, chemicals, and other industries. Characteristics. It involves a change in the nature of materials as raw materials are converted into finished products. This increases importance of the product. Utility and value of the product increases. Large number of people are involved in secondary occupations in developed regions. Economic, social factors and government policies affect secondary occupation. Distribution. Secondary occupations have contributed significantly to the economic development of the state. We can observe from the map that the distribution of secondary occupations in the state is irregular. Tertiary occupation. Providing any form of service is a tertiary occupation. It does not involve any production, but indirectly helps in the production of goods and other activities. It mainly deals with the distribution of the final product. Examples of tertiary occupations are banking, retail, sales, financial services, insurance, education, transport, mason, carpenter, tailor, health services, etc. Characteristics. Tertiary occupations help in the growth of society. Tertiary occupations distribute products to customers at the right place and time to meet the demand and thus increase the value of the product. Tertiary occupations are found in urban areas. More number of people are engaged in tertiary occupations in developed regions than in developing regions. Distribution. Generally, more people are engaged in tertiary occupations in developed areas and in high population density zones. People from Mumbai, Pune, Nagpur, Kolhapur, Aurangabad and Solapur are involved in tertiary occupations. Quaternary occupation. With advances in science and technology, new and special types of services based on intellectual activities have evolved over time. Such activities are called quaternary occupations. It includes activities such as research, science and high technology, information technology, medical science, administration, and biotechnology. These services require creative thinking, imagination, and advanced mathematical abilities. Nowadays, importance of these services is increasing as they aim to ease human life. Also, number of people in these activities is increasing day by day. Let us look at the characteristics of quaternary occupation. Characteristics. These occupations require advanced knowledge and skill. Quaternary occupations help to increase the secondary and tertiary production. Capital investment in these occupations is high. Quaternary occupations lead to the development of primary, secondary, and tertiary occupations. People engaged in quaternary occupations earn more than those involved in remaining occupations. Distribution. Quaternary jobs are mostly concentrated in select cities and have an uneven distribution in the state. The IT industry in Maharashtra is concentrated mostly in Pune and Mumbai. MIDC and CIDCO have established 37 public IT parks in Maharashtra, and the state has approved 479 private IT parks, of which 122 are functional with an investment of US$ 499.3 million. The state has a number of top-notch institutes with high-end infrastructure facilities. Pune is often referred to as an education hub. Today, Pune is also known as an IT hub with several IT companies based in the city. Information technology or IT includes microelectronics systems, broadcasting, television, auto electronics, etc. It also finds use in sectors such as energy, health, genetic engineering, pharmaceutical and transportation.
If you like our videos, please do share and subscribe to our channel.